Hi, welcome to Global News Radio Hour. I'm your host, Dakota McMillan.
And Yusuf Daraji, and this week's topic is going to be based on the issue of human rights. So, in that regard, we will have later on some United Nations correspondents to dive deeper into the issues as well as through resolutions.
That's right, but for now we have two students from Berkeley City College in the San Francisco Bay Area from California, Christina and Pauline. They're here to give us an overview on the topic as they've been researching it and give us their perspectives and conclusions on what we could do better and how it's been so far. Christina, Pauline, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Can you just give us a good jumping off point? Like, fill us in. What are human rights? Where did they come from? Where are they taking us? Is there work to be done, etc.?
So it all started in the wake of World War II. 51 countries got together to prevent further atrocities from happening again, which led to the creation of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Today, there are 193 out of 195 countries that are active members of the UN. Some of the questions that have been fueling our research is, despite the UN's progress, how much has the UN changed our world, and does the treaty truly help stop human rights violations?
Yeah, and right now we are seeing massive human rights violations from the likes of Iran and Qatar, who are both currently active members of the UN. In Iran, women are currently protesting the law that forces them to wear the hijab, regardless of their religion, which goes against the United Nations article on freedom of expression. And in Qatar, with the creation of the 2022 World Cup Stadium, this was created by a majority of migrant workers, of whom experienced extremely exploitative and dangerous working conditions, which goes against the UN's article on the right to just and favorable work conditions. In fact, over 6,500 people have died since 2010 from the likes of workplace accidents, car crashes, and suicides regarding the World Cup Stadium. So with this, we really just want to understand what we can do to prevent further atrocities from happening.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I've read about some of these. It's kind of insane that you put it in this lens of these countries are both a part of the UN, but also partaking in these atrocities, these violations. That's such a strange dichotomy.
Yeah, that's exact. And I have a question, with all those violations on mind, do you think we should change the way that leads to ensure those human rights?
Good question.
Yeah, actually, so that's been one of the biggest questions that's come up during our research. So it's going to take us a bit of time to delve into that.
Okay, actually, in that case, can we go ahead and cut to ad break real quick so you can have more time to get through this answer without being interrupted?
Sounds good.
Perfect, yeah. So we'll be right back after these messages. Hi, have you ever wanted to listen to music but you don't have Spotify Premium? Now introducing Pianos. You can play music anywhere. Super portable, super convenient, super fun. Get yours today. Shit. Fuck. There we go. Ha ha ha. Hi. Have you ever felt hungry? Now introducing pizza. Get yours today. Hi. You like music but you can't have a piano? Now introducing Baby Piano. Super portable. Play in your lap. Play upside down. Play anywhere. Get yours today. Hi, welcome back. Thank you for hanging around. So, right before the break, Yusuf had a great question for our guests.
Yes, I was asking whether or not we should change the way we go about guaranteeing those human rights.
I think that we do need to change the way we guarantee human rights through actually enforcing them, because right now the declaration is non-binding. Large nations like the US and organizations like the UN have many things that we can take advantage of, such as economic, military, and political power that we have. There are many things we could be doing, but we are not. And also, while it is doable, there will be many challenges and lots of backlash because of the divided countries by things such as political agenda and religion.
Yeah, and I think conversely to that, through enforcing human rights differently, it has the power to increase the power of international organizations such as the UN. And by doing so, this actually reduces the power of individual countries, which is just a complete change in the way that our world is run. And I'm not sure how realistic it is. I think it has the potential to lead to world wars and even further human rights violations. Secondly, I also think that when we increase the power of international organizations such as the UN, it has the power to even increase authoritarian power from these organizations, which is the opposite of what the UN wants to do, as the UN has been said to seek to promote democratic governance. Lastly, the current system, I think, does put pressure on democratic countries, but just not as much on autocratic countries, which has been seen with the recent human rights violation in Iran, which we previously discussed. I think that heavier enforcement in autocratic countries could even exacerbate the issue further.
I see. Thank you for that overview. Yeah, I see what you're saying about democracy versus autocracy. As Pauline was saying, there's economic things we can do, such as like sanctions that we see with the war in Ukraine, where Russia is being placed on these sanctions. So you're saying that doing that more might negatively affect outcomes instead of helping?
I think that sanctions are helpful, but overall I'm not really sure exactly what the right thing to do is in this situation. I think it's hard to not feel so helpless, so I don't really have an answer on that.
Gotcha. Yeah, thanks for your honesty. Honestly, not knowing is kind of the biggest part of this, it seems. Pauline, what do you think about the uncertainty around this topic?
Yeah, I understand your point. As much as I agree with enforcing human rights further, there are still a lot of unknowns and challenges, but it is important for us to strive to do better.
Well said, well said. Well, Youssef?
So, yeah, I think that's an interesting point to, end the discussion with our first guest today. And it's also a good start to our, second segment of today's topic with our UN representatives.
Yeah, well said. You guys did a great job of giving us a good overview.
Much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Up next is our guest from the UN. We'll see you after these breaks. See you.
Boom! It's falling over there. Here's my hat. Here's my...